say hello to our special guest. Hello, guys, and welcome. If you would be so kind as to introduce yourself.
I'm Spencer Wickert, number 77, offensive guard.
I'm Griffin Potter, number 74, center.
I'm Matt Seahusen, number 7, quarterback.
I'm Lucas Carlson, number 80, outside linebacker.
So, guys, last season we saw Saratoga have an up and down season. Year before, bowing out in the first round of the playoffs to LaSalle. How do you think you all did last season?
I think as a team, we did pretty well. We did not have the season we were hoping for, following up the team before us, who went 7-2. I think we were expecting a lot more out of our year, especially after winning the JV Super Bowl.
I think we just came in cocky and we weren't really ready for the varsity level quite yet. But I think now, with us having experience and the other team starting to work harder, I think we're going to be good this season.
I personally took last year off to focus more on my grades. And I think that was definitely one of the reasons why we didn't perform last year. I'm kidding. But no, I think that was a big mistake for me because that was the first time I didn't play since 7th grade. But watching my brothers in the stands I noticed some differences from our JV season last year, but I think we're ready to bounce back from it this year.
I think it was also a transition from, the minor leagues into the majors because it's such a different atmosphere playing varsity football than it is JV. So I know I didn't handle the transition that well. It was really new and scary to me.
We're not going to judge you for that.
Thanks. That's why I need this team.
There will be some big shoes, quite literally, to fill for next season with the graduation of Griffin Clancy. Do you feel the O-line is ready to step up and fill those shoes?
I think we are ready to step up and fill those shoes. I've been wearing more socks, so that should help. But other than that, we got some good kids coming up from JV, and I think we're all ready to really band together and push on.
I agree, and we've been working hard in the weight room trying to get stronger for our lack of height. So I think that's going to help us.
Especially in the center position.
Yeah. Definitely in the weight room, there's been a lot of great improvements from our line. Like Spencer was squatting a lot of pounds, 500 something. At testing, and that's always a plus when you know your linemen can hold their own, and these guys have been blocking for us for a long time, so I think they're ready to fill the shoes.
Yeah, everyone's been working hard. I think a lot of the underclassmen are going to give us good looks at line, but so far I think we're pretty set.
In those losses of two big-time playmakers, of Austin Degner and Nick Anderson, and that could spell disaster. How will the team compensate for those two stellar players?
I think for Nick, it's going to be a big loss at receiver, but we got Luke Thompson that's ready to step in and have a good season. And Austin's going to be a huge loss at middle linebacker, but again, we have Brandon Hipsley to fill in for him, so I think two guys, and Carlson, two guys ready to jump in there and replace him.
I definitely think Austin is going to be the biggest loss, just because with over 100 tackles on defense, he's a big guy to try to replace. Every single play, he was there. You could not find a defensive play where he was not a part of it.
Yeah, it's obviously hard losing two really important guys on defense, but some of our juniors from last season and the sophomores coming up are definitely going to have to step up, and I think we're getting Dakota back.
Yeah,
are we getting
Dakota's
Dakota?
back.
We don't really know. But if Dakota comes back, he's going to definitely be a great asset for us on defense, because I think also losing him last season definitely kind of was a blow. But as long as we have everybody working hard and practicing and being together, I think we're going to be fine.
I think Austin was one of the most, probably the most devastating loss because he was a quarterback of the defense. He always knew what stunts to run, where to go, and he's a two-way starter and a captain, so he's a big leader that we're going to need to fill this season.
Okay, so I have seen video and heard lots about all the hard work you are all doing this off season. Most impressive was some weight room videos I saw. The first being of you, Spencer, squatting and an impressive 515 pounds,
There's always room for improvement. You can never really stop anywhere. Right now, I'm shooting to look to break some squat records for myself and even higher. And I think everybody just still wants to get better. We'll always find little things to improve upon. There's never one thing.
I'm still trying to catch up to the squad, but I'm also looking for some bench records to get. And yeah, we always can improve. We haven't gotten to our greatness yet, so.
Yeah, like they said, just reiterate, you can never stop improving. You know, once you think you've like hit that peak of where you can go, you just got to look to burst through that and go higher. And I think we definitely have the guys who are willing to do that. We've all worked really hard for testing. I know a lot of guys have broken some numbers, so if we just keep working on that through the summer and then during the season, I think we're gonna definitely be able to improve.
And this was only like phase 1. This is only spring testing. We got all the summer to work hard in the weight room, and I don't think Spencer can squat any less than at least 600 by the time the summer's over.
590.
Okay,
I'm betting on that.
The second I saw was a player for this year's JV team, also putting up some big numbers with his legs. That being Noah McCron. How much impact will this year's JV squad have on next year's varsity?
Never truly know how much the impact of the JV squad will be until you really get them all in the weight room, and then especially week 1, that's when you see, okay, he's going to help us out, or
Do you want to say or she's going to
no.
help us out?
we don't need to.
I think this year it's going to be more of a senior-dominated team, not unlike last year where there was a lot of juniors on the team that had playing roles.
I think it just depends on who's willing to step up and try to work with us and be leaders with us. Because I think one thing we lacked from last year was every guys want to be a family, but I don't think we're the family type out there. We kind of lack some stuff.
Yeah, I think as far as the JV team goes this year, as just by seeing in the weight room, I think we definitely have some guys who have some strength and can definitely be strong for us next year. But like Spencer said, you never truly know how it's going to work out until the first week of practice and everybody's actually playing the game. But I think that we're going to definitely have some guys who can make contributions to the team, and I'm excited for that.
And there's no really star JV players that are really like actually are going to have an immediate impact. We're just going to have to wait and see. Like the clinic starts next week, and we'll see who's the biggest playmakers there, and we'll kind of set them apart from the rest of the underclassmen.
Yeah.
One game that stands out in my memory this past season was the Shen game. I have to say you guys looked good in first quarter, but then Shen dominated the final 3, with the team returning some big time players and still looking like the cream of the crop. What does Saratoga need to beat them?
I think one of our biggest problems was we just didn't have the numbers to compete with them. The first half, we came out and we had kids playing both sides of the ball, and we were doing very well being able to keep up with them. But by the time the second half ran around, people were getting tired, and it's hard when they have 3 rotations, different lines to put in, and we have to keep the same kids in the entire game. I think very few people stepped off the field for a break.
Yeah, and I think going into the second half, we sucked ourselves out, just trying to do too much, and that's what kind of hurt us, I think. But I think this year's our year, senior year, and we want to go down beating Shen, so I think we're going to do good and go hard and get the win.
Yeah, I think the one word that comes to my mind when I think about beating Shen is definitely believe. I think that we have to have the heart and the mindset to do that, because Shen-Saratoga is one of the the best rivalries around here, and it's definitely great for not only the players but the fans. So we just have to think, like Griffin said, it's our senior year. It's going to be the last time we play Shen in high school football, so we just got to want it. And I think if we do that, we can definitely end on a good note.
Yeah, another thing is last year was away, so we had to deal with Shen's home field and their crowd. So this year it's going to be on our turf, so we just need to play the kind of football that Saratoga football always plays, and Shen is just another team, and they're just as beatable as any other one.
when it comes down to effort, you just have to be relentless in your effort to win that game. There's no backing down, no feeling sorry for yourself. You get right back up and just keep going.
So, did any of you make it down to Joe Bruno Stadium last night to watch the Blue Streak baseball team shut out Shen and win the Section 2 title?
Okay, well, it looks like these two didn't go.
I have work. Sorry, guys.
Were you babysitting?
I was. I watched on TV.
He loves the kids, and that's all that matters. But no, I made the trip down to support. I have two really close friends who play on the team, Danny Hobbs and Zach Guzzi, and it was definitely a really good game. And obviously, like I said, Shen Saratoga can't get any more classic than that. But it was a low-scoring game, but it was definitely fun for the fans getting involved and just watching the boys run onto the field after we won. It was a great feeling, even for us not on the baseball team. And that made me think, if the baseball team can win a sectional title beating Shen, why can't we do that? So that's what I'm looking forward to next season, hopefully.
Yeah, it was I made the trip down there. It was a great atmosphere for both the fans and the team. It was great weather. It was perfect weather for baseball. And I'm gonna say that signifies the attempt to sweep Shen in every sport. So baseball got the first. The next up is track, and then it's gonna come down to us and a few other teams. So hopefully we complete that sweep.
Yeah, I showed up there. It was fun. I got front row seats. I think it was the best school spirit I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
That was great.
In a while. Yeah. So everybody we bond over hating Shen. So
It's true. I couldn't love it more.
How awesome was that win?
It was great. Obviously seeing any Saratoga team win a sectional title was just great. We did it with hockey this year, and that was a blast to watch. And it was also just great watching it because they worked so hard this whole season. And I know we lost to Shen, or the baseball team lost to Shen the first time they played them this season, and then bounced back and beat them the second time. So we came into the series 1-1, and we had the upper hand. It was kind of a close game, I'd say 1-0. Seeing Danny Hobbs go down on the mound with that line drive to the eye was definitely scary for all the fans and the team itself. But he got back up there, and we were able to close out the game strong, and it was a great feeling to watch.
Yeah, it's one of the better feelings that anyone that goes to Saratoga can feel. There's no way to describe it because that's just the number one thing every sports team emphasizes on is beating Shen. So there's nothing like it.
yeah, I loved it. Just the school spirit was great. There to cheer on my boy Brandon Hipsley, going to be a linebacker this year.
Now for a little fun Q&A lightning round. What's your favorite pizza place?
I don't think I have a favorite. I like all pizza, so.
I'm with Spencer, but I'm kind of fond of Pizza 7 with their chicken parm pizza and their wings. Oof, that's pretty good.
Grand Saratoga is great pizza places. I really enjoy Marino's, got to be up there, but I'd say the number one in my heart's got to be DeAndrea's.
Oh, everybody loves
you can't, if you live in Saratoga, you can't
gotta
not
eat
love
at Dee's,
DeAndrea's.
yeah.
Rory's great, the food's great, so they're definitely my favorite.
Yeah, DeAndrea's is high on my list, but I think my favorite is the Public House Pizza. They have a New Yorker. Oh my gosh.
That's
the
good
best
pizza.
Yeah, I'm with Spencer. I like all types of pizzas, but if I had to say one, it'd be DeAndrea's. I can down that pretty good.
Best movie you saw this year?
I think my favorite movies are 21, 22 Jump Street. They're pretty funny. Remind me of my good friends.
Yeah.
Brian, what about you,
I
Mike?
keep thinking you. I think the best movie I've ever seen was Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey. That's probably the best movie I've seen, and probably the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy movie.
I'd say the best movie I saw this year was from a great year in history called 1980, and that movie is called Top Gun, and that is my favorite movie of all time, and I will take that to my grave, that is the best movie of all time for anybody who wants to argue me after the shoot.
I'd say probably my favorite movie of all time has to be Super Troopers. That's a great one. But I don't know, 50 Shades of Grey was pretty good.
More like 50 Shades.
I really like Django. I thought it was very historically accurate. There's some humor in there.
Griff really
Quentin
likes Frozen.
Tarantino always shows up. I like that movie.
Frozen was pretty good.
Frozen.
Date any girl, famous or non-famous, who would it be?
I was thinking that. That was like number 3 on the list, so I got.
Oh, what's her name?
I don't mind. You want me to go?
Yeah,
go.
Mine would be Kate Upton.
Ah,
Mine's Kate Upton.
Oof.
She's a babe.
All right. Well, the list is long but distinguished for me, and I don't think I can just pin the nail on the head exactly because so many great famous and non-famous women out there. But I'd say if I had to go one, it's got to be Jessie James Decker, Eric Decker's wife, Eric Decker of the New York Jets. She's just not only is she a country singer, right up my alley. She's gorgeous, and I just feel like she could be,
I think I'd have to go with Fergie.
Very true.
Yeah, I like to play the field too, but Fergie's my number one.
Oh my god.
And this is just a PSA. Any girls that come to our varsity football games next year, after the games, you're allowed to touch my biceps. So,
That's disgusting.
That's awful.
gotta get fans.
And finally, who does Saratoga give the worst beating to next season?
I say Albany will probably beat them 64-6.
I don't want to give us. I'll say Albany will beat by a lot. I don't want to give numbers yet.
Going out on a limb here. I'm gonna say CBA about like 76-0. Brian's gonna throw for about 3 touchdowns and run for 2, and
See, we can't beat
Spencer's gonna get a touchdown. So.
No, that's not happening.
I say Boston Spot homecoming 42-26.
Shen, 100-0.
Hey.
Thank you guys. This has been a blast.
Okay.
Now we all know we end normally the show, but for this episode we got some extra help. Okay, everyone, on the count of 3, we need a big Go Blue Streaks. 1, 2, 3.
Go Blue Streaks!